All right, so the Bulldogs finished the New Year's week with 2 games at home, hosting the Utah State Aggies and the Nevada Wolfpack. The game against Utah State went about as well as you could have expected. I mean, they were 14-point favorites for a reason, 19th ranked in the net rankings, the best team in the Mountain West. I know you got Nevada, New Mexico, and San Diego State, but right now the Aggies are the best. The Bulldogs did better than the 14.5 spread, but they lost 72-73. I think they only had one point was like 6-4 very early on, and they didn't look embarrassing. They just looked outmatched against a team that's just better than them, and sometimes that happens. Utah State, for whatever reason, is always really good at basketball. Like 9 out of 10 years, they will. Now will be a credible basketball force for the Pac next year. Aggies got the lead. I mean, there were times he got closer. We never trailed by more than 13 against the Aggies, but never came closer than 5 for most of the game. I mean, it was, at halftime you're down 35-26, and this, there were times you look like, okay, maybe you do something on paper, but you never really expected the Bulldogs to do anything to beat them. I mean, once again, they had 18 turnovers, and that's something that we really, really struggle with. And hit or miss on the 3-point range. We were 5 of 22, and if we could get, half of them, maybe they pull an upset, but Utah State was also 5 of 20. So it probably looks like it was just even out. I mean, it is what it is, They weren't embarrassed, but they just got beaten by a team that they was just better than them. Utah State had a 29-10 advantage in bench points. They were like 40-20-something in points in the paint. I mean, any measure you look at, just better than them. The one that's really frustrating was the game afterwards on January 3rd, this past game against Nevada. I mean, that was a game the Bulldogs should have won. They were led for like 33 minutes of the game. The final score was 66-65, and it was just maddening. All right? The Bulldogs were either tied or led for the final 12 marks to like the final 40 seconds. I mean, yeah, you had former Bulldog Elijah Price there, but I'm like, okay, come on, guys, don't lose this dude. He was not the reason why the Wolfpack won. All right, it was just another late game collapse by. There's been a very similar theme in this losing streak. All right, they lost to UNLV. They lost to Cal State, Bakersfield, and CSUN. I can go on and on and on. It's UC San Diego. I mean, there were numerous games this year that the Bulldogs just cannot close out. Period. End of story. Nevada is a good team. But the story has been, since this Bakersfield game, this losing streak, that we are now, I don't know, 6 and 8, 0-3 to start Mountain West play, and they should be 2-1. Should have been UNLV on the road, should have beaten Nevada at home, and the should-haves need to start turning into wins. Period. End of story. All right. And Wahlberg said something to the effect of, let me quote this from this press conference he had after the game was, I promise you, if we could just get one win, I think we can get the monkey off our back. I see us putting together. We just got done playing 2 teams that are 3-0 in conference, and honestly, I feel like we should have beat them both. Well, he's right about beating Nevada. I think we're good enough to play with every team in this conference. I'm not saying we're good enough to beat them all the time, but we're good enough. And if we want to beat them, we got to do all the little things. Well, he's right. They haven't been doing the little things. Let me continue. To have these losses this way, it's really tough. I swear I believe in them. That if we just put some things together, we're right here, we're just right there. We got to be able to turn that corner. I got to find a way. That's my job. Well, he's right. That is his job, all right? And he's got a chance. He's because they play San Diego State on Saturday, the January 10th. All right? So they're probably going to lose that game. All right? But before that, they go to the road at San Jose State. And if they're going to get a win, break this losing streak anytime soon, that's going to be the game. The Spartans are also over in conference. They're 5-9. And, I just... this can get really ugly really fast. It already is looking ugly. There are positives, of course. Wilson Jacks, Gorey, Stickman. There is positives if they could just stop turning the damn ball over. Okay, again, in Nevada, they gave it up 15 turnovers. That's little league stuff. Okay, that's junior high stuff. Stop turning the damn ball over. If they can just do that, it will look better. All right? But it's very frustrating. I mean, we'll see what happens. Thank goodness basketball is starting soon, because this basketball season could get really ugly too as well. They need to start getting wins. I know the AD said good things about Vance, but I mean, you gotta beat the likes of San Jose State. You gotta beat these teams when you have leads over them. And if you just stop committing penalties, they were up 26-21 at halftime against Nevada. All right. I mean, they pulled ahead with a 7-0 run, all right? They were up like 33-25 with 17:50 to play. They had this game in control, and they blew it. It's very, very frustrating. I mean, we can't wait till spring practice to, get past basketball, all right? We can't wait for the baseball team to win the Mountain West tournament. We need something now. Might be water polo, I know, but... we'll see how they do this upcoming week against San Jose State and San Diego. Hopefully they do better. For now, go Dogs.